You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Hey, oh, Hank Williams song. 'Cause you see, I'm a dinosaur. I should have died out a long time before. Have pity on a dinosaur.
Oh, here we go. 9:16, a little bit of change. It is dropping outside, 62 degrees in August. Wow, this is amazing. Patrick, how are we doing today, man? How's the weather up in Calhoun County?
Oh, good. It's always good in Calhoun County. We always seem to get the best weather.
Well, Patrick, really excited to have you on the show today. The Calhoun County Fair, it's crazy to me. Every time I look at the calendar, it just keeps getting closer and closer, like a fast forward. We are just a couple of weeks away from September 5th through the 8th and having a good thing growing.
Yeah, you're telling me we really are coming up on the fair here pretty quick, and we're working really hard to get it ready. We have a lot of events this year, so there is a lot of work to do.
Well, and take me through some of the preparations, Patrick, and how many hands are in the pot right now to make sure that this can go off without a hitch?
Well, first of all, we have a lot of volunteers that, we have to thank. All of us are volunteers and volunteer our time to get the fair going, of course, but especially those who aren't directly involved in the fair. We really appreciate that. And we really appreciate all the support of our sponsors too, because they're the ones that really, make sure that the fair continues and make sure the kids get to have fun, make sure the adults get to have fun, and especially the kids being able to show off their work and their animals and all that good stuff.
Well, and Patrick, let me ask you, have you had quite an experience at the Calhoun County Fair? Take me through your history with the event.
Oh, well, shoot. I mean, I've grown up in Calhoun County, I've lived there my entire life, as a kid, going there I would say every summer, but it always happens right after school starts. But I remember, I would ride the bus to school and a couple of weeks after school would start, you'd see the rides come on the fairgrounds and you knew it was Fair Week. And you get to go and see your artwork in the education building. Maybe some photos you submitted, or if you had an animal that you put in the animal contest, you would get to see all that. And of course, at the end of it, you have the parade where you get candy and watch the Miss Calhoun County competition. So it's just been a tradition my entire life, and I think a big tradition for the people in Calhoun County.
Well, and what I think's really cool, too, on this, Patrick, is just the fact that so many entities come together and help support this event from what it looks like on your website. Take me through how important having sponsors is to really pull this off, because, we talk about it. We always see the names on our Little League jerseys, but we don't realize the importance and the impact that has. Do you care to fill us in?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we really wouldn't be able to have such a great fair without our sponsors. And just going through our list here, I mean, on Thursday we have we're sponsored by Simmons, Hanley and Conroy, which is a law firm. They're sponsoring the Thursday, which is giving kids under 12 the opportunity to get into the fair for free.
That's really cool. Sorry to cut you off, but that's really cool. Simmons and Hanley and Conroy is a building right here in our downtown Alton, and to hear that's really wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, the local support that we get is wonderful. I mean, everybody loves the fair, and so they want to see it continue on and have it grow and become something that for generations on can be something that can be enjoyed. So.
Really cool. And so that starts, what time does it start on Thursday, Patrick?
So Thursday, we always start off at 6 o'clock with the judging of cats and dogs and poultry and rabbits. I don't know why that's always been the first thing that happens. I guess because everybody loves dogs and cats. And also this year, which we started last year, we have the garden tractor pulls, which is basically lawnmowers that are souped up. And it's like a regular tractor pull, but with souped up lawnmowers, and that's at 6. And then we have the official opening at 6:30, and which there'll be a speech, and we say the national anthem, sing the national anthem, things like that. And then at 7, there's the talent show at the grandstand. So busy evening.
Well, and let me ask you a little bit more about this too, just because I can only imagine seeing some of the dogs and cats. There's got to be some beautiful animals that are in this, the judging of departments. You want to fill me in on this and just some of the sights and sounds, some of your favorite moments from this, the opening event?
Yeah, so people work all year to, get their animals groomed, and um, I've never put an animal in the show, but I know it is a lot of work. It honestly, it's hard to get my dog to take a bath,
That's what
but
I was
let
getting ready to
alone,
say. I would have been just embarrassed the moment I got the dog out of
yeah.
the car, you know?
Yeah, of course. But I mean, people train their animals, and the kids, they put a lot of work into it. So it's nice whenever you get to see that the look of gratification on their face that they did a good job and they get an award and all that good stuff.
That's wonderful. That's really cool. And now this garden tractor pull, you said you started it last year?
Yeah, we had a group to come to us last year that was interested in doing a tractor pull. It's like a local group, and we were like, of course, what's more Calhoun County Fair than another tractor pull? So it's sort of a fun, different event. The tractors are, like I said, lawnmowers, but they're, not your traditional lawnmower. You get your lawn mowed pretty fast if you had this lawnmower, um, but yeah, so it's kind of an interesting,
I,
unique little event.
I love the garden tractor pull. Seriously, there's something about them, and just seeing all the work that goes in, and just seeing how creative they can be, wonderful.
Absolutely.
You know, what I think's really cool too is having the opportunity to showcase the talents off. What are some of the most unique talents that you've seen on display here at the fair over the years?
Gosh, well, last year Calhoun County actually won first place in the state competition. So each county, they have their talent show. They actually send the first place winner to the state competition at the state convention for the county fairs, and we actually won for two sisters. I believe they're sisters. They did a dance routine, and I mean this is very well choreographed, flips and all kinds of dance routine. I call it dance, but it's gymnastics, I guess. But it was such a good talent, I guess, that they actually won first place statewide.
That's really cool. That's really cool. And then to get that recognition, I'm sure starting out at the Calhoun County Fair and then winning it all, the big one, that's got to be great for the entire crew.
Oh yeah, we all the Fair Board members that were at the convention, we came down and watched, and we were probably screaming a little too loud. We were cheering them on because to come from a county of less than 5,000 people and win in a state as big as Illinois is just an amazing honor.
Oh, I could only imagine. And as we Patrick get into Friday, this opens at 7 o'clock at night on Friday.
Yeah, on Friday we open at 7, and we actually probably open at 6, a little bit earlier than that. But the biggest event there will be the actual tractor pull, the big tractor pull, which is the Illinois Farm Pullers
Oh
truck pull.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and we have that presented. Our sponsors for that are our Farm Credit Services of Illinois and the Calhoun Ferry Company.
That's really neat. With this, we're talking huge tractors here, aren't we here, Patrick?
Yeah, those are a little bit bigger. They're not not a lawnmower, but
Right.
that's your traditional tractor pull that everybody comes out and it's fun to watch. That'll be at 7.
Do you guys have a Calhoun County Fair record do you guys keep track of that?
Well, so I believe that's all kept by the state. They do keep record of, the times, or I guess it's distances is how they measure it. Um, and they do keep that record. I could not tell you what the record is, but that all gets reported up to the state. So these are some serious competitions.
That's super cool. I just think this is really awesome. I love every bit of it because every time I go to and I haven't made it up to Calhoun yet, but I am going to this time around the Horn, is just seeing the sights and sounds of it all. And I could only imagine, right during the Illinois Farm Pullers truck pull, you got the Junior Miss Calhoun pageant. And is this one of the highly attended events, a part of the fair?
Yeah, I would say our pageants are one of the most attended events, especially the Miss Calhoun County, the older Miss Calhoun, but the junior Miss is also well attended as well as the little Miss. That's one of your traditional county fair, activities is going and seeing the pageants and seeing who's going to win. Um, let's see.
And I also see Trojans going to be the entertainment on the grounds.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that band, but I hear good things about them. So we always have some entertainment there, out by our food stands for everyone to come and listen and just enjoy some music. If you're not really into the tractor pulls or the pageants, you just want to sit and relax on the fairgrounds, we'll have some music that evening.
Well, and that's why I just think it's always there's always something for everybody. You know, you can always feel comfortable putting your family in the car and heading on down the road, knowing that we're all going to have something at some point in the evening to enjoy.
Yeah, and that's sort of our motto with the Calhoun County Fair. Safe family fun for everyone. So safe, affordable family fun.
I
So
like it.
that is kind of our motto. So we like to stick with that, make sure that everybody has an opportunity to enjoy something and in a safe and affordable way.
Man, all I know is you guys got a marathon on Saturday, September the 7th. We're on your website now. For everyone at home that wants to know how I'm getting this beautiful calendar of events, calhounfair.net/schedule, and it'll take you right to it. Patrick, if you could, fill me in on Saturday. I mean, this just looks like where do we start?
Yeah, so well, Saturday, again, we've started doing some new things here and got some good sponsors. Saturday is sponsored by Ryan Bland. He's a real estate agent out of Calhoun, and he does a really good job. I always see his stuff posted and stuff that he's selling. But Saturday starts very early, which and again it starts with this judging of 4-H exhibits and animals and the horse show, which people get there for the horse show and judging the animals and the exhibits. They get there at like 6 a.m. in the morning to get ready for the 8 a.m.
Oh,
judging. So that is an early morning for
wow.
people. So, but that's just all the
Dedication.
work that they put into it.
Yeah, you're right. And, that's something, Patrick, I think so cool, too. Sorry to cut you off. It's just, we always talk about, athletes and getting ready for the big Friday Night Lights game or getting ready for a big soccer tournament or baseball tournament. But we don't talk about the hard work that goes into this. And it is very hard work, especially when you're, working with a live creature trying to get, everything
Yeah.
going.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I can't imagine they clean out the stalls and and these are farm kids, so they're probably used to it.
Yeah,
But as a person who does not live on a farm, I mean, I am just amazed by
I
the
wouldn't
work
last.
that these kids do.
Yeah, I'm right here with you, and I'm seeing Maddie Shell. She has performed quite a bit up there, or in that area. I know that she was at the Jerseyville Civic Park a couple of months ago. She's been making a name for herself.
Yeah, I would say so. She does a really good job.
Really cool. And now that's per in Ag Family Day. Take me through all that what goes into that.
Yeah, so Ag Family Day is going to be a big day. We have a bunch of different sponsors coming out. There's going to be I believe, a Touch the Truck event where kids can come out and see different uh, big machinery, big trucks, fire trucks, the whole sort. We have the Calhoun County Farm Bureau and Tri-County FS sponsoring the day, so they're going to be giving out different treats, and I know we have some different free gifts that are going to be given out. I don't have a list of all of those in front of me right now for some reason, but I know that there's going to be you can actually get little sapling trees that's going to be handed out, and it's just going to be a lot of stuff for the kids to enjoy that afternoon.
Really cool. And now, what's the Junior Olympics?
So the Junior Olympics is something new that we had added, I believe, last year, and that's basically Olympics. There's different foot races and different little competitions for kids to do, and of course they win an award at the end. Um, and yeah, just basically the kids competing in different fun events.
That's awesome. And again, just going back to having something for everybody. And now from 12 to 4, what's are senior citizens getting in free? Am I reading this right?
Yeah, on Saturday we do a free senior day from 12 to 4, just a way to give back to our senior citizens. So and they like to get lunch up there. I don't blame them because all the food is amazing. So if you're a senior citizen, come on out and get some lunch.
Really cool. I know I'm going off subject here, but if you had to pick the go-to fair food for Patrick at the Calhoun County Fair, what is it?
That's a really, really hard question.
I figured it would be.
I was just talking to someone how when I go to the fair, I plan on eating everything. But I do love the corn dogs out there. Those are really, really good. But I really honestly could not pick a favorite. I try to eat everything at every stand, as much as I possibly can.
That's awesome. Same here. I wouldn't last. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have a heart attack if I go up there, Patrick.
Yeah.
Hey, at 2 p.m., I'm seeing that pedal pull is gonna be happening. Now, what's pedal pull?
So that's something that the Farm Bureau has put on every year, and that is like a miniature tractor pull. It's even smaller than the lawn garden tractor pull. This is an actual pedal tractor that they put weights on the back, and basically the kid that can is strong enough to pull it is the winner. So sort of a miniaturized tractor pull.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Wow. And then at 5 p.m., Little Miss Calhoun pageant taking place?
Yeah, and that's a big event around here, Little Miss Calhoun. The grandstands will be packed for that one for sure.
Really cool. And then I also see that there's an ITPA tractor pull at 7 p.m.
Yep, and that is usually our big tractor pull. Those are the ones that, if you've seen them on TV or on YouTube, that's our big tractor pull. And that's the one that usually really draws a crowd, and you have to get to the fairgrounds early to really get a good spot.
So if you're wanting to go see the ITPA tractor pull, get there about 5 o'clock.
Yeah, 5 o'clock, or get something to eat and then go find your spot.
I love it. And then NKG band is going to be playing 7 to 10 on the grounds.
Yep, and we'll have another set of music for people who, maybe aren't into the tractor pull but would like to come and eat and have their kids ride some rides and enjoy the evening.
You guys do a really good job producing the event because, the way that Sunday is, it's a perfect come down Sunday with still a lot of opportunities to have some fun. If you could fill me in, we have the parade starting at noon and then we go right into Demolition Derby. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I absolutely love the way that our fair is laid out. Sunday is always an amazing way to just wrap it up. Of course, I feel like I had to take off work on Monday to sleep
Oh, I
afterward because
bet.
there's so much going on. But Saturday we were sponsored by Two Rivers Coffee. They'll be giving out, I think, half price coffee coupons for their location in Hardin. But at noon, we, of course, have the Calhoun County Parade, which has everybody in the county in, I feel like. But, obviously a good opportunity to get some candy for the kids, but a really fun, awesome parade. And then immediately following the parade at 2, we have the Demolition Derby, which is sponsored by Bank of Campsville and McKinnon Farms. That's always a big event. If you're really into watching stuff get smashed together, that's the event to go to.
Well, I honestly never realized there was an art to Demolition Derby until a few years ago, Patrick. And I'm serious. I mean, at first I thought, I think I could do this just going out there and, knocking it around. But I'm telling you, there's a real strategy to watching these guys and how they operate.
Yeah, I think it takes a lot of courage to get out there because
You couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me enough to get out there.
no.
And then, oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, well, that's just another big event that takes a lot of volunteers, but people are really passionate about it. So, and and the passion, that's a good thing. I mean, they get out there and they always put on a good show for everybody. So.
Really cool. Rockabilly Revival is going to be entertaining us on Sunday at 2 p.m. That's great. And then at the Grands today, filming in on this Jerseyville show choir and jazz band. I haven't heard of this before.
Yeah, the Jerseyville, it's the high school in Jerseyville.
Oh,
Jersey
cool.
High School.
Really cool.
Yeah, they have a show choir and jazz band. They performed every year as long as I can remember. And it's sort of our interlude between the Demolition Derby and the Miss Calhoun County pageant. Obviously the Miss Calhoun County pageant is a huge event, which is sponsored by Beck's Seed Company and Matt Camp. That's a huge event that everybody comes out for because everyone wants to know who's Miss Calhoun County for the next year. Since it's on a Sunday, it's that's sort of like the last big thing of the fair, and everyone wants to be in the know.
And Patrick, I think what's really cool too is the fact that you hit it on the head perfectly is the passion, and when you see folks that are so into their specific event, it's got to make you and other, volunteers, committee members just feel really good about what you're doing for the county. Because, it's one of those things where we just expect a county fair to happen every year, but we don't realize all the work that you guys put in probably the day after the event for next year.
Right. I mean, it does take a lot of work to put the fair on, but whenever I get to talk to the people who are out on the fairgrounds and they just tell me how much they love the fair and how it's been a tradition for their entire life and their parents' entire life and just getting to see kids run around and have a good time. I mean, that makes it all worthwhile.
100%. And what's your takeaway maybe for folks that haven't stopped up yet to the Calhoun County Fair? Maybe they're down in the Madison County portion of the Riverbend coverage area. What's your kind of sales pitch for them if they haven't experienced a Calhoun County Fair before?
I will say that if you have not experienced the Calhoun County Fair, you may have never experienced a real traditional county fair. And everyone knows that Calhoun County is a small, quiet, good place to visit. We have the beautiful river, the beautiful bluffs, and the fall is always an amazing time to come to Calhoun County. But if you need an excuse to drive on up, the Calhoun County Fair is the perfect excuse to get up here and experience, a different way of life, maybe a way of life that doesn't exist everywhere else, and just enjoy a good traditional county fair and a good time.
I love it. That was a hell of a pitch there, Patrick. That was great, man.
Yeah.
Patrick Simon, Calhoun County Fair comes our way September 5th through the 8th. September 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. If you guys want more information, we'll link everything on RiverBender.com, taking you to their schedule. We have a good thing growing up in Calhoun County, and a big thanks to their sponsors. And Patrick, once again, thank you for your time and informing us on the Calhoun County Fair today.
All right. Thank you so much.
No problem. The time's 9:38. A little bit of change, and our daily show continues right after this in downtown Alton and on, get over here, Roku TV.